donations that you give and not being aware if you are approved by the IRS just to finish giving. So I'm here to go ahead and talk about that. This will be some wonderful little highlights, and as long as you think anything else is possibly shared. So, let's get started. Anything that you can find that I'm talking about, you can access on cnn.me.com. I think they're going to go ahead and put that link there, as well as the link that you can go ahead and find the information I'm talking about. You also can go to, I have everything that I'm saying here at www.sarita.blogspot.com. You can go ahead and find it there. There we go. Donation. Uncle Sam has found a way to make cash off of your donations, but with ignorance, so be aware. You may be deceived and be robbed with the intention of giving. So before we get into the best, let's talk about the good news. You would think that due to the fact that this country is already experiencing a deficit and that money is very scarce, you wouldn't really think that people are going to be donating. But on the opposite of that, due to the president going ahead and saying that he would give us much more opportunities if he went ahead and did donate, you know what I mean? I think that's probably why those who are in the middle class, you know what I mean, are more likely to give and donate. That would be the expected of such things. Anyhow, in good news today, in the good news of giving, mustaches and economic growth has severely had a high unemployment that didn't stop Americans from being generous in 2012. According to the most charitable contributions released this week, donations for everything from disaster relief and animals to rescue totaled the estimate of $360.2 billion in 2012, up to 3.5% from the previous year. So what's stating is that not only how much the total amount was $360.2 billion that was this year, and when it came in the art of giving and donating, it was actually up, like, you know what I mean? More people donated in percentage of whole of 3.5 from the previous year. So they didn't actually give me the exact right number, but they said that's just a big jump. So according to the Giving USA Foundations of Indiana University Lilly Family School of Philosophy, the beliefs of wise spirit is giving. Now, the business world, going in, when I mention business world, I mean those of politicians, those are in the realm of multi-millions, those are the ones that, like Apple, entities, anything like that, even to your president, to your economic, basically the economic world. You know? These are people not hanging out with every single day like us. These are people that are just trying to guess what the consumer wants and needs. The consumer being us, what we want is ours. So in the business world, they believe, historically, giving is a lagging dictator. When they mean lagging dictator, they mean not many people are so willing to give because most people are just wanting to keep what they already have to themselves in the economy, says Princeton. They believe that this is a positive data giving that the U.S. report indicates Americans may be feeling more confident about the global economy. So they're saying that this wanting to do more and giving, they believe the reason why more Americans are giving in is because they believe that the economy will bounce back and everything will be perfectly fine. And so in the global sense, we will be doing all right, so therefore they're not really too worried on it. That's how they suggest this giving. But in my belief, the wise people who are giving, okay, this is my belief. It may be other Americans who wish to want to help others, generally just want to help others because you're all struggling, and we can see how that can, by helping another hand, you know, you could probably help us in the end too, or just simply just wanting to help another. Or if you were in the middle class, you just were trying to, middle class, to like have more tax exemptions to stay afloat. I can understand that. Any kind of deductions that could possibly happen, especially when you're not one in the middle class, I can totally understand. not really qualify for financial aid, and it can't really qualify for pretty much anything. You make too much money, but not enough money to do this. I can see it's frustrating. So at the end of the year, you most likely end up paying more higher bills than you wanted to expect to pay. So I can see how donating would probably help you more and less of that end of the bill tax phase, because you have to pay less by having all these deductions for charitable gains, which I can see that's why you want to do it. Despite the slow economical growth of 1.8, the high unemployment rate of 9%, where the signs of the economic economy that help boost the donations. The business world believes among these will gain will be Wall Street, increasing the home values and signs of a job picture as well as improving, and despite the growth of personal disposable income, according to the report. So they're saying the business world believes that since they could see that people are more going to donating, that they might have more to spend. So Wall Street is already thinking about increasing the values of homes by bringing it up, because they're thinking that now Americans have more money to spend out of nowhere. Okay. Superstorm Shady was one of the biggest relief efforts in the year, raising nearly about $223 million between October and December of 2012. Corporations donated about $131 million of the amount, and the amount of it was not as genuinely as expected, says Robert Evans, and the members of the Federal Review Board for Giving in USA. That the main due to perception that was that the homes were affected by Hurricane Sandy were the second homes and the vacation homes, he said. During the Hurricane Katrina, there was more reports saying that it was in the evidence that would be expected about 50% more than the total dollars given. So what they're saying also is they don't understand why in Hurricane Katrina, where people were more go ahead and donate to help to donate for them, but they said there was not as much donations that were given out to the homes that happened in the Superstorm Sandy, because many people were believing the perception that the homes were affected by Hurricane Sandy were second homes, the rich, and the vacation homes. So they understand why people only didn't let out they were home. I don't know, maybe because the rich, we should finally think that us being from the poor, the rich should take care of the damn bills. Apparently they think we should pay for everything else, then why can't they pay for their own damn second house? I don't know. That's what I would think. So where do your donations go? The foundation the note is giving of last year has been impacted and certainly surrounded by the fate of the charitable dividend tax deduction heading of the year of 2013. The financial cliff ceiling. President Obama had proposed in the past to reduce the reduction. With $101.5 billion in dollars, religious organizations have received a large share of the charitable contributions in 2012, accounting 1/3 of all donations. However, the religious donations are starting to shrink. Now, even though that $101.5 million donations went into religion areas, they said that they have noticed that what they usually get out of money for donations to religion is a lot higher, and it's actually this is like the smallest amount they ever received. Which one would have to wonder why they would have enough money to get more than that. Now, who among us is highly in environmental giving and existence believes in environment concerns among the baby boomers and the younger generations are responsible for the increase in environmental giving. So, according to Henson, he's saying not only are these donations going in a whole new different directions and everything, but among the ones who are most likely highly giving are people who are born in the baby boomer age. So they would probably be no more older than, I would say, 34, like from 34 to like 25, I would say, like that. Okay? Or instead of those are the younger generations, like the younger generations who can be from 19 to 25, kind of thing, are the ones that are more responsible and increase in environment giving. So they're actually the ones that create money. And then when it comes to the environment giving, it includes in like giving in education, including the 2-year universities, K-12 schools, and the 4-year colleges. So an increase of 7% between 2011 to 2012 to $11.3 billion. Donating to environmental and animal organizations rose up at 70% to $8.3 billion in donations in 2012. Now, like I said, all these facts, you can go ahead and see them on CNN.com. So it's pretty interesting that younger generations are actually, and the baby boomers are actually more donating to other things than the older adults. Okay, now, here comes the bad news about donations. The rumors of donations being a scam are true. I highly hate to say it, but they are true. Likelihood, if you don't have the time to ever donate to a charity that you really don't know if it's real or fake, I would say go with the long listing ones like Red Cross, American Association of Cancer Society, Toys for Tots, things like that. Those types of charities have been around like forever, and you would always hear highly respected and recommended, so you would get that if you never had time. If you never heard of some other charities, you might want to go on the website and check, because there's a lot of scams coming in, people that want to be giving, and there's a lot of people that just see that they can make money off of it. It's very easy just to go ahead and say that they're charities, but never sign up to go ahead and be actually tax deductible. Yeah. So what you have to do nowadays, due to other people that want to make scams off of things, and Uncle Sam sees an opportunity to not to go ahead and make every single charitable, even recognized charitable now. You have to do what is called an exempt organization select check. Okay, it must be done. Okay, now what is an exempt organization select check? Okay, it's where businesses or charities have to register and are tax approved for tax deduction. So when you donate, you will be able to get a tax deduction or a tax break. So you will be that you were looking for. If its name is not on the list, on the IRS list, then there will be no tax deduction for the person who went and put the donation for, and you will not get credit whatsoever. It'll be like you just threw out your money for free, basically someone else. And even though you had good intentions, so hoping maybe you can get some taxation done, that's not going to happen. Now, how does donating give a tax break? Okay. It reduces the money that Uncle Sam says that must be paid by the taxpayer by the income of the taxpayer makes. Depending on your income, depends how much Uncle Sam says that you would have to pay at the end of the taxes. Alright, so you already have like this, because you owe this much tax to get it back. Now, if you gave them to charities, you know what I mean? It can give you that little, well, hey, I already paid into like the system. I pretty much help the charities, help the cities, help the state government system. Charities and businesses that give taxation are like on the list or known for, you know what I mean, giving into the community. And supposedly the tax is supposed to be used for the community, you know, they're supposed to be deduction for it. So, the more charities that you do, the more kind of the idea would be shrinking down the bill that you owe for taxes, especially if you have no dependents or anything like that. So you see, Oprah wasn't being so nice, she was just being smart. You know what I mean? Before the whole tax change, there's actually some people that believe that if you actually donated so much more, like a lot more than what you made, that Uncle Sam that ends up owing you money. So that was just one way people used to do things, especially those who had a higher income, because they were donating it so that way that's just off the bat. Alright, to go ahead and download the complete link, you can go to www.irs.gov/CRUs and status, internal organizations and business, and mass tourism. Okay, I already go ahead and posted the link on my blog, so you can go ahead and check it out and click it right there. You can see any state first, and then from any state, you can see whatever city that you like. So they'll tell you if charity you might have already donated to was actually valid or not. So you really want to have to do this. I'll tell you why it's more important. And remember, giving money to a friend or a neighbor is not tax deductible, and it's only to the charities that are on the IRS list. Whoever told you that you could or was, they're lying to you. Due to the new law changes and regulations, only the IRS list. If it's not on the IRS, it's not going to happen. Okay. Now, this is why it's important for us Americans to go ahead and be very vigilant about this. Now, only did Uncle Sam come up with this brilliant idea of this ridiculous list that you have to go check. He also decided to go ahead and allow the IRS to cash in on your ignorance, which is really sad. See, now, this is how us Americans are risk. If you went ahead and you absolutely did give to a charity, and you go ahead and file on your taxes that you did give to a certain charity, which was that you really did, you're paying on the line, and they are not on the list, and then you find yourself caught in this situation, you will be audited by the IRS, and if found guilty, and this is what they consider guilty, claiming a charity that is not on the IRS list, okay, you will have to pay those fees that are owed, the deduction that you got from your taxes, the taxes that are owed, and the interest that has been adding up on top of that. So it's like a triple double whammy. That's what I'm saying. Uncle Sam is really, really now trying to cash in on your ignorance. Now, to Uncle Sam, ignorance is bliss, and ching more to his pocket, sad to say. So by you not knowing, now can really harm the American's way of living. So check and be aware. If you do online and valid to say that you did get a charity, check to make sure the charity is on the list. For those who already donated to a charity and they weren't valid, you could try to get your money back, but I don't really see how it could happen because most places are a scam and they're gone off by now. But also on the bottom of my list, you hear a list of Californians, you didn't hear that are on the list of ours. I guess I put that for you. And anything you can have to find in the office, you can find in my class. So I hope that it was informative. I hope that it can help you out, and take care of yourself.